That was it. That was the last SmackDown before WrestleMania. That was the go-home show to WrestleMania. The final show, period, Raw or SmackDown before WrestleMania. I told you guys before this week's Raw and SmackDown that these had to be the two biggest shows of the year. They had to be. To really make everyone feel and remember that this is the biggest night of the year, WrestleMania. Your two go-home shows had to have just as big of a feel. Not only were they not two of the biggest shows of the year, they were like nothing close. They were mediocre at best. And last night on SmackDown was nothing more than a marketing campaign to WrestleMania for their main matches. I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with the way the segments played out, the way the stories evolved, other than AJ Styles and Nakamura, and I'll get to that in a few minutes. I just don't know where their heads were at. It's almost like, and this is the thing, guys, even though it was lackluster go-home shows, that doesn't mean fear or have worry or have angst about WrestleMania, because on paper, this card is badass. But I think that's exactly why we got shitty go-home shows. Because Vince McMahon and WWE kind of rested on their laurels. I think Vince McMahon and WWE right now are on cruise control on the road to WrestleMania. On that road to New Orleans, they're on cruise control. They did not put a lot of effort at all into last night's SmackDown show. Raw wasn't too much better, by the way. But last night, I love the fact that they put a lot of focus into their main Mania matches, but the segments were just nothing at all got me more invested for WrestleMania. So yes, we're already looking at the card and going, hey, that's a pretty exciting card. But could they not have done anything else to get us more pumped up, more fired up, more desired and passionate to watch this son of a bitch Sunday? Because I did not get that last night. Sorry, just didn't. There were some good things that I liked last night, but wow, nothing got me more excited for WrestleMania at all. Can I just start off with the Tag Team Championship? What the fuck was that? You have the New Day backstage doing their WWE Network promo marketing campaign, trying to get new subscribers to the network, because if you're a new subscriber, you get the WrestleMania whole event for free. So they're pulling cell phones out of their fucking pockets. They're pulling laptops and tablets out of their fucking pants. And then the Usos come in. Now, this would have been epic if the Usos looked at the New Day and said, what have you become? Look at you. This is all you are now. You're fucking marketing for the WWE Network. You've become nothing more than a joke. And then the Usos look at each other, Jimmy and Jay, and they say, we ain't taking any of this as a joke. 5 days out from WrestleMania, none of this is a joke to us. Our first time on the main show, and we've been here for years and years. None of this is a joke. You become a joke. And I want the New Day, I would have had the New Day looking all serious, and Big E, you got fucking Kofi and Xavier about to fight the Usos right there backstage, but Big E kind of holds him back and says, Sunday, we'll see who the real joke is. And they just walk away. And the Usos are left there like, yeah, we will see that. And then if you want, the Bludgeon Brothers can come behind the fucking Usos. Put them through tables backstage if you want. Or you could have just left the Usos hanging there. Like, yeah, we will see who the joke is Sunday. And then afterwards, you have a 2-minute squash match or a 60-second squash match with the Bludgeon Brothers against two nobodies. Just to remind everybody how devastating the Bludgeon Brothers are and how devastating they're going to be Sunday. And that's how you promote that. Simplistically. I didn't even have to give that much thought. But instead, they did the most over-the-top, non-realistic, and horrible booking for the Bludgeon Brothers that you could have came up with. You had the marketing campaign for the New Day. The Usos just come in. They actually mentioned the WWE Network like 3 more times. And then the Bludgeon Brothers come in like this is now just a commercial. And the Bludgeon Brothers take off their masks. And instead of doing anything with the New Day and the Usos, which, by the way, are just standing there scared shitless. They didn't run away. They didn't walk away. They didn't take 3 steps back. They're just like, oh no, it's the Bludgeon Brothers. And the Bludgeon Brothers pay them no mind. And they just take their mallets and they hit the camera. And that was it. They hit the camera and the camera kind of fades to black. It was one big commercial for the WWE Network. That's all fucking fine and rainbows and cupcakes and fucking pink dandelions. But here's the deal. The Bludgeon Brothers are supposed to be built up as these badasses. These fucking larger-than-life, mystical fucking monsters. Right? That's how you're booking them on. Anyway, that's how you book them against the Usos in the New Day. And now they're just part of a fucking WWE Network subscription commercial. That is bullshit. Could you imagine Brock Lesnar cutting a promo for the WWE Network? Take a second, guys. Picture it. No, you couldn't, could you? Or you did and you fucking LOL'd, didn't you? You would laugh hysterically out loud if you thought of Brock Lesnar trying to sell the WWE Network, where that's basically what the Bludgeon Brothers did. No, the Bludgeon Brothers didn't say anything or mention the WWE Network, but they were just part of the fucking commercial. Because that's all that was. It was a marketing promo. A commercial. Basically. And that, guys, here's the biggest issue. That was their whole final go-home sell for the tag team titles. Those straps will be on the line Sunday at the biggest event of the year, and it was a fucking commercial! Now, with the women, you had Charlotte taking on Natalya. Decent match for the women, right? Somewhere down the line, for some reason, Carmella's music hits. The crowd gets excited. She's going to catch. Why the fuck is she going to catch? That was the weirdest way to put in Carmella. And I've been the biggest advocate to say Carmella needs to have those kind of haha gotcha moments, you know, where the music plays, she kind of teases the cash in, but then she doesn't actually cash in. She should have had a lot more of that in the past 6 months. But you have to pick your times wisely, and they have to make sense. That made no sense, man. Charlotte was not really down and out at that point. Not down and out enough for Carmella to actually cash in. So that tease did not tease, I don't think, much people at all. I don't know if it teased anybody. It definitely didn't tease me because I knew from the beginning this was fucking nonsensical. Why is your music hitting? Why are you coming down the fucking ramp? I understand. Make her relevant. That's what they need to do. But again, the weirdest fucking time for it. Charlotte still ends up picking up the victory with the fucking, what is it? She get the figure 8 on, I believe it was. Natalya rolls out of the ring and Charlotte is celebrating, and then Asuka's music hits. So this is good. Asuka comes down to the ring. This is good because it said they could have just waited to the mixed match challenge because Bobby Roode was going to team up with Charlotte to take on The Miz and Asuka in the finale. Which, by the way, congratulations to Asuka and The Miz for winning the entire mixed match tournament. Very cool. They defeated Bobby Roode and Charlotte last night. But they could have waited till then, but they actually face-to-face Charlotte and Asuka one more time before WrestleMania. I wish a little more happened. I don't know if it had to get too physical, but a little bit more than just the... Asuka just said, you're the fucking... What'd she say? I don't know. You can't beat the goddess, I think she said. Or the queen is going to fall to the empress, I believe is what she said. And she said, and that's because nobody is ready for... And then Charlotte grabs the microphone and says, I'm ready. Yes, Asuka, I'm ready. And then they just kind of stared at each other. As a fan, you didn't know what was next because the music didn't play. 5 seconds more go by. And then Kevin Dunn in fucking production decides to play Charlotte's music. So it was a kind of a little awkward for a moment there. Because the crowd was kind of like silent. Like, okay, what's next? So, it could have been better, but at least we got the face-to-face. A lot of people are kind of downing this match now because it didn't have story. They're saying, yes, it might be a dream match, but without a good story behind it, you know, how much of a dream match is it? I would agree to a point, but sometimes, guys, just the story is in itself. The best versus the best. You guys know I love Sasha, and I think she is actually the best. But Charlotte's right there, obviously. Asuka's right there. So you have two of the best, and you have to see who is the actual best. Sometimes the best has to face the best. It's like the Super Bowl, the 2 top teams in each conference, and they have to collide, and you have to find out who is best. So sometimes that is the story. Sometimes it's so simplistic, we kind of overlook it. Same thing with Shinsuke and AJ, but they actually have a little bit more of a story going. Again, I'll get to that in a couple of minutes. Bottom line is, I love the face-to-face one last time before Mania. I just wish it was a little more. They took a huge gamble on not having any real physical altercation between the two, aside from the Mixed Match Challenge. But I think it might be a gamble that's going to pay off, because I really do feel they're going to deliver come Sunday. So it was good to see them face-to-face. It was just, it was a little awkward for me. I wanted a little bit more. The United States Championship. You had Jinder Mahal taking on Rusev, and Bobby Roode was on commentary, and Randy Orton was watching on backstage on a monitor, on a TV. So you have, can I just say, first of all, Rusev, you know what, let's just pick up from the end. Rusev picks up the victory. Rusev defeats Jinder Mahal with just a fucking mashka kick. One fucking mashka kick, and fucking the champion of over, what, 6 months, Jinder Mahal, is just down and out. So it was like, all right, well, fuck. Jinder Mahal definitely had a fall from grace, unless they have him win the championship Sunday, which looks like they're going back to Bobby Roode with it. So, one kick to Jinder Mahal's face, Rusev wins. That's good, right? Rusev gets a victory. I've been saying on this channel since I've had this channel that Rusev is the only real guy in WWE with the most potential that's being buried, literally. So it's good to see him finally get some fucking momentum. But the Aiden English shit, I am not on board with. I have to be honest with you guys. I know so many people are onto this Rusev Day thing. And it's because we love Rusev, right? We really want to see Rusev do good. Nobody more than me. If you watch this channel religiously, you know how big I am on getting Rusev where he needs to be in WWE, where he should be. But this Rusev Day thing is weird. I mean, everyone's onto it. Everyone loves yelling Rusev Day, and I don't get it. I gotta be honest. I don't know if it's gotten stale or it never was fresh to begin with, but it was a fun thing here and there, but it had to evolve. There had to be more than just Rusev Day. Like, what's the gimmick? What's the character? What is Rusev Day? Other than Aiden English coming out and doing some weird, awkward rap, or singing, and or both, the crowd not knowing what to think and being dead silent until the actual words Rusev Day, and then everyone's like, yeah! And then what? I'm not trying to rain on anyone's parade, literally, for this national holiday of Rusev Day, this mystical holiday that seems to be every day. But I am saying this. I'm not as on board with this. I don't know if you call this a gimmick. Is this a character? Is this just, it's just fun, BC. That's all it is. Well, that's great, but if that's what it is, then it's stale as fuck. It's like Ty Dillinger's 10-10-10. I knew from the beginning that was going to become, for me it already was, but I knew it was going to become, even for other people, just annoying. Every time this guy comes out, the 10-10-10. It's not like the Yes. The Yes with Daniel Bryan connects to somebody who's just so fucking captivating. The best in the fucking world, along with AJ Styles. Daniel Bryan, and you can't find, I mean, that Yes was just fucking contagious, and it's so universal in so many ways. The 10-10-10, just annoying. Rusev Day, and just shouting Rusev Day, it's becoming, like, more annoying than I thought it was gonna be. I have to be honest with you guys, man. Aiden English, I wanna like him, but, like, this, when he raps, you can tell how uncomfortable he is. And when he sings, you can tell how uncomfortable the crowd is. It's not working. It's not. Anybody who's saying Aiden English and Rusev are two peas in a pod, you can't have one without the other. Rusev Day works because of Aiden English. Well, if that's the case, then it is failing because of Aiden English as well. It is getting annoying because of Aiden English. It's not going to last 6-9 months down the road, if even that. If Aiden English and Rusev don't evolve this somehow. But Aiden English just coming down and doing a weird fucking rap or singing Rusev Day and fucking Rusev comes down. I'm done with it, man. I'm not going to jump on this train, guys, just because everybody else is. You know what I mean? If all my friends got together and decided to jump off a fucking bridge, doesn't mean I'm gonna fucking laugh at them on the way down. If anyone's injured, I might call for help, but I ain't fucking jumping. Fuck that shit. Just like I didn't get on board with the 10-10-10, and even though I love fucking Rusev, I want to see him reach new peaks, the peaks that he deserved all along. That doesn't mean I'm getting behind this Rusev Day thing, man. It was fun at first for like a week or two. A month went by where I was kind of like, all right, fucking Aiden English has got to go, and then we can continue this with just Rusev. And then it just kept going on and on. I don't mean to harp on this, guys, but I'm letting my feelings out, man. I gotta let you know how I'm feeling, man. It's not good. I think this would be more entertaining if Rusev was doing his own Rusev Day promos, you know? And you didn't have Aiden English calling him out to the ring. Just one man's opinion, guys, but it's a pretty big opinion, you know? It has to evolve. I think deep down you guys know I'm right. I think deep down you know, like, what is this whole gimmick slash character slash what is Rusev? What is Rusev Day? What the fuck does that mean? Is this it for the foreseeable future? Even if he captures the championship at WrestleMania, the US title, Aiden English just comes out, he fucking does a rap, he goes, Rusev Day, and fucking Rusev comes down, and it's, oh man, I don't want to say this, guys, it's rather boring. Just saying. Anyway, Rusev picks up the victory over Jinder Mahal. Randy Orton comes out of nowhere, literally another RKO out of nowhere, flatlines Rusev, and Aiden English jumps Randy Orton. Aiden English goes up to the turnbuckle. Now, right when he went up to the second turnbuckle, I knew he was catching an RKO from the turnbuckle. I just didn't know how it was. I didn't think that Bobby Roode was going to be the reason for it. Bobby Roode comes up behind Aiden English, pushes Aiden English. Aiden English flies off the second turnbuckle. Horrible, too. Aiden English, can you not jump any higher? I've heard the saying, white men can't jump, but shit, you better fucking get some new Nikes or some shit. You have to get some height, man. You did not give Randy Orton anything to work with. And that's with Bobby Roode pushing you. So you would have actually had an excuse to make this a little bit non-realistic, right? And get extra height. Because you could have said Bobby Roode fucking pushed you. Aiden English got pushed from Bobby Roode, and somehow he lost momentum. Somehow gravity took him faster than it should have. Fucking Aiden English, man. He gets pushed and he just like fucking beelines right to Randy Orton. So it was an RKO that should have been more epic and just was like lackluster. And again, that's all on Aiden English. So fucking Bobby Roode gets in the ring because he just saved Randy Orton, right? He pushed Aiden English. Randy Orton was able to get the RKO. And you have a Randy Orton and a Bobby Roode face-to-face. And Bobby Roode picks up the US strap, hands it over to Orton. Orton goes to take it. Bobby Roode doesn't quite give it to him fully yet. He yanks it back a little and smiles and then gives it to Randy Orton. And that was that. I don't have a problem with this build. It's a fatal four-way schmaz as it is. There's not too much you can do with this motherfucker that's not going to make it look ugly as fuck. Build-wise. So that's really all you could have done. In any which way. No matter what two you had wrestling, no matter which one you had on commentary, no matter which one you had backstage. It wouldn't have mattered. That's pretty much the only type of outcome you could have had. That's halfway semi-decent, right? So, no problem with that. I just, I don't know who they put the strap on Sunday. They're not going to keep it on Orton, I don't believe. There's a possibility they go with Rusev Day because they want 60, 70, 80,000, whatever it is in New Orleans Superdome. It'll always be the Silver Dome to me, Hulk Hogan. Don't worry, I'm with you. But whatever they decide to do, I think they do want those Rusev Day chants. Rusev Day, Rusev Day, Rusev Day. Yeah! Whatever the fuck that is. I think they're going to want that. Do they want it enough to put the strap on them and please everybody? You know? I mean, they're going to have Daniel Bryan later, so even if Rusev Day fans are like, oh, fuck, this is bullshit, Rusev should have gotten it, they still have Daniel Bryan to get over it. But they could just put the strap on just to please everybody. If they do, don't expect Rusev to have it very long, guys. I think that's a hot potato title for Vince. It looks like they're giving it back to Bobby Roode. Judging by the last two people in the ring last night on SmackDown, it was Randy Orton and Bobby Roode standing tall face to face, looking up at the Mania sign. It looks like Orton is going to drop that title over to Bobby Roode come Sunday. I don't think Jinder Mahal has a chance. If it was my pick, I would honestly say Jinder Mahal, because you could have a fucking heel pick up that championship, keep the any momentum that he had from his heavyweight championship days, and really build up a huge angle with the next up-and-coming superstar to take the title from him at SummerSlam. I just think a heel with it right now would be the best. I know you would say Rusev technically is a heel, BC, but if 80,000 people are chanting Rusev Day, then is he really a heel? I beg to differ. I'll shut up about it because I don't know where they're going with the US strap match, and that's probably for the best, man. We'll all be surprised by the ending of that match, maybe. Moving on to the heavyweight championship. You had AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura defeat Gable and Benjamin. And after this match, I love this because you had Shinsuke, he got attacked by... First of all, they did the looking up at the sign, AJ Styles and Shinsuke. AJ Styles ended up leaving the ring, and then Shinsuke got attacked by Benjamin. Was Gable attacking him too? I think it was just Benjamin. Either fucking way. They attack Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura is able to get the upper hand on Gable and Benjamin without AJ Styles' help. But when Nakamura turns around, AJ Styles sets up for his phenomenal forearm. And right before he springboards, he's in the air, he comes down, but he pulls back the forearm before he connects. And Shinsuke Nakamura is bracing for impact. But before impact, Styles was able to pull back, so he doesn't make connection with Shinsuke. And Shinsuke's like this, and he looks up, and he smiles, because AJ Styles did the same thing Shinsuke did to him last week. AJ Styles repaid that favor to Nakamura. And he could have nailed him, but he didn't. And I just remember watching this and I was just like, oh, tap him on the head. Perfect storytelling, tap him. And AJ Styles had a little smile and he just tapped Nakamura on the head, just like Nakamura did to Styles last week. Fucking love this. And AJ Styles took off. Shinsuke Nakamura's got a smile on his face. You got the WrestleMania logo in the back. We fade to black. SmackDown goes off the air. Should it have been more epic? Absolutely. But I'll get to that maybe in a second. What I did love about Nakamura and Styles is that this is one of those scenarios where people are saying, just like Asuka and Charlotte, yeah, it's a dream match, but I don't really see the story being told. And it goes back to what I told you guys earlier in this video. Sometimes the match just speaks way more volumes. Like the story is in the match. You have to find out who is better here. That's how good these superstars are. Very rarely can you have that speak more than a story. Very rarely. In these two scenarios, I think you can get a pass. Charlotte and Asuka, they get a pass. They can have that kind of story. AJ Styles and Shinsuke, they can have that kind of story, where the story is literally, and we have to find out who's best. You can't always do that. Right? I mean, if this is fucking Rusev and Bobby Roode, for instance, that's probably not going to fly. If it's fucking... Obviously, a Ty Dillinger and a fucking Fandango, it's not going to fucking pass. Seth Rollins, I'll go even bigger superstars. If this is fucking Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, that's probably not even going to pass. Even though they're really fucking good at what they do, and at times even great at what they do. Some would say some of the best in the world, Rollins and Balor. If they were fighting at Mania, I think you would need a little bit more story being told. Even more than what you're seeing in the triple threat that they're going on for the IC strap. So that's my true, honest opinion on this, guys, is that I think we're okay with the story that's being told with Charlotte and Asuka, and I think we're okay with the story being told with Styles and Nakamura, especially because they picked it up a notch. They kind of are telling a story now. They're talking about how their weaknesses are going to be what cost each other the championship at WrestleMania. What's going to cost AJ Styles the actual strap, and what's going to gain Nakamura the strap. Nakamura's saying, you're too emotional to Styles. And Styles is looking at Nakamura and saying, you're underestimating me, and that's your big weakness. Wait till you see what I'm going to do to you in that ring. It's been a while since the Tokyo Dome. It's been a while since New Japan Pro Wrestling. This is WWE now. This is WrestleMania now, and you're going to see a whole new AJ Styles. And I've only gotten better. So I love that. And they're both showing that at any time I can take you out, but I choose not to. I love that, man, what happened last week. And that just made a lot more sense this week when the roles were reversed and Styles ended up doing that to Nakamura. So on top of just the simplistic, I need to find out who's better storyline, you also have the mind games going on between Styles and Nakamura. So it's an added bonus. So these are two matches, again, that we can relax. I think the match is going to far outweigh any buildup that could have happened. And again, you can't always do that with superstars. These four, the women and AJ and Nakamura, I think they're going to pull off something amazing come WrestleMania. I honestly think both matches are going to overperform. That's saying a lot. That's a bold statement. I know, guys. I'll own up to it if not. Come the Monday on the good, the bad, and the ugly after WrestleMania. But I'm going to say they're going to fucking over-provide and overperform. I honestly believe that. But that wasn't the end cycle of last night. Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon had a promo to begin SmackDown, and it's announced that it is official. Shane McMahon will be tagging with Daniel Bryan. He is medically cleared. He is okay. That is great news, and that is fucking better news for me because you guys know this is the match I am most looking forward to at Mania. Daniel Bryan, easily my favorite wrestler in WWE and in professional wrestling because he just captivates me like nobody else. But Shane McMahon, I always tell you guys, he is the most believable and realistic when he is in that ring. Not only do you never know what he's going to do, but he's just believable in all of his mannerisms, expressions, and his movements. Shane McMahon is so awesome in that ring, and he gives it every fucking thing that he has. And you know that's how Daniel Bryan is. And you put them together, and you say that they're going to take on two of the best in the world, in Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens? Take my money times two, man. That is the match I believe I am most looking forward to on Sunday, man. Two of my favorites to watch perform in the middle of the ring together, Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon, and it's actually going to happen, man. So, for me, I'm excited for myself to be able to watch this, guys. Usually I'm excited for you guys and things that you like. Now, this is my fucking treat. This is my personal favorite of the night. Can't wait to see this. At the end, before the main event of SmackDown, Owens and Zayn actually jump the barricade. They get on the commentator's booth, and they cut a promo on Shane McMahon and fucking Daniel Bryan. And so they're obviously not supposed to be there. They're still suspended. But they're, and all the referees are trying to tell them to leave. And they're cutting a promo basically about fucking, they even mentioned Birdie and Bree. And that they're sorry about what they have to, or sorry, not sorry, whatever it was. That they're going to have to do what they're going to have to do at WrestleMania on Sunday. And they're going to have to basically destroy Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan. And they're not going to be held responsible for what happens because Bryan and McMahon are the reason for all of this. They caused this. What they're about to do, the blood is basically on McMahon and Bryan's hands, not theirs. So it was a good promo. And then they finally cut the microphones off. So they immediately left ringside, jumped the barricade. They played it off really good too. Right when the mics got cut off, they jumped off the fucking commentator's booth and jumped the barricade because it's almost like they knew security was going to come out or something. So it was played off really good. So you have Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens going up through the crowd, and all of a sudden Shane McMahon's music plays. Out comes Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon, and they just say, everybody get your cell phones out and take a video of Zayn and Owens because this is the last time you're going to see them on SmackDown Live. And Shane McMahon is like, you wanted everyone to sing along in unison. You deserve it. Well, I want everyone to sing along in Na 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 Goodbye because this is your last time on SmackDown. So sure enough, the crowd starts singing along the goodbye song to Zayn and Owens. Daniel Bryan's song plays. And I think then we went into the main event. So that was the whole angle between Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon, and Zayn and Owens. Would have liked more, but hey, man, Shane McMahon even being able to compete Sunday and seeing him last night on SmackDown, I'll take it. Just knowing that he will be there Sunday. I didn't want Shane McMahon getting physical at all. I didn't want them jumping Shane McMahon and causing any fucking impromptu injury that would keep him out of WrestleMania. So I'm kind of glad there was no physical altercation there. But that was their segment, so it was kind of cool. It was definitely good that they used Zayn and Owens and really pump up the fact that they're suspended and they could be fired. Or they could absolutely destroy Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon. So that was SmackDown, guys. So that's what I mean. I mean, there's some things that were good. Some things you can get excited for. Most of it, though, when you think it's for WrestleMania, these are the go-home shows to WrestleMania. Man, to say it left a lot more to be desired would be an understatement. I feel these were honestly mediocre shows, and I'm talking even for like an in-your-house pay-per-view. Battleground. You know what I mean? Like, if it was a Battleground pay-per-view, or Great American Bash pay-per-view, it seemed mediocre. I've seen Battleground go-home shows, or Great American Bash, or in-your-house go-home shows that were better than the WrestleMania go-home shows. So that's saying something. But again, have no fear, don't worry, no angst, no anxiety. WrestleMania will deliver, man. That card is so stacked. Those performers are so badass. They're going to go out there, and I think a lot of those performers, a lot of those matches are going to overperform. So it's going to be a fun time, man. WrestleMania week in full effect. The shows to lead up to WrestleMania, they're over. The go-home shows are done. Everybody is going to start traveling over to New Orleans tonight, and majority are going to start traveling tomorrow, Wednesday. Oh, what the fuck am I talking about? Today, man. Fuck. Everybody's traveling over to New Orleans. All the wrestlers, all the production, all of the suits and ties, all of the fans, some of you guys will be over there. Everybody most likely is going to be traveling today. Some will travel on Thursday, but if you've ever been to a WrestleMania, you really want to try to get there on Wednesday, get settled in, because tomorrow starts Access, and obviously everything else is going to be starting up tomorrow. You really want to settle in tonight. So to everybody that's going over to New Orleans, have a ball, man. Have a great time. Catch a lot of good shit. There's so much going on that you really want to be open to it. Make sure you're Googling everything that's going around in New Orleans for pro wrestling, because you'll get home and you'll read about shit that you wish you would have went to. That's what always happens for me. So enjoy it. The Amplified Man will not be there this year, but next year, New York, New Jersey, home for BC. Good old New York City, man. MetLife Stadium. We are going to have a fucking week-long event, man. We're going to start this shit a week before WrestleMania. And we're going to have a lot of fun. But for you guys going to New Orleans, have fun, man. Have a blast. Fuck. It's a good time. And just to know everybody is traveling over there today, man, that's goosebumps. That gets me excited. For this channel, tomorrow, guys, I'm going to do my first ever 1 hour Q&A. It's my first hour video, period. So this is something a lot of you guys have been asking for a long time, man. And I'm finally going to do it. Somehow, some way. I'm going to cut an hour long. I've done 50-something minute ones before, so it can be done. And it's going to be done tomorrow. 1 hour long. Or at least we're going to try, man. Try fucking as best we can. And then Friday or Saturday, but this weekend, we're going to do WrestleMania Amplified Booking. How would I book the entire main show? Not the pre-show, because that's too much booking. That's like 14 matches and all. But I'm going to book the entire main show of WrestleMania. And, am I going to overbook it? Am I going to just make it simplistic? Am I going to have just the right mix? We'll see, man. You got to tune in to Amplified Booking. So it's a big week on the channel as well, not just for WWE. That's it. Gonna shut up and let you guys go about your Wednesday, especially if you're packing and about to head to the airport. I'm gonna let you guys go and do that. Amplified Man, going to get a lot of coffee, so obviously I'm cashing the fuck out. B motherfucking C. Nothing but much love and respect to all you motherfuckers. WrestleMania week, baby. It's in full effect. See you guys tomorrow for Amplified Q&A, where I will answer all of your guys' questions. Maybe not all of them, because that would go more than an hour long, but a lot of your guys' questions. Amplified Man!